Is talent enough? A story about hard work and passion. Have you ever looked at someone and thought, wow, they're just naturally good at everything? Maybe you felt like no matter how hard you try, you'll never be as good as them. But what if I told you, it's not just about talent? If you're new to my channel, if you're new on my video, please put down your name on my channel. Where is your country name? Today's story is about discovering what truly makes someone great at what they do. So stick around till the end, you might just see things differently. And hey, if you like stories like this, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you get notified whenever I upload a new one. In a quiet little town, there was a boy called Ethan. He was 12 years old, full of energy, and loved nothing more than playing football. Every afternoon, you'd find him on the local field, kicking a ball around with his mates. But one day, after school, Ethan walked into the house, looking a bit off. Instead of running outside like he usually did, he slumped onto the sofa, staring at his schoolbook. He flipped through the pages, sighed, and then just dropped it onto the table. His dad had just come in from the garden and noticed straight away. Sitting beside him, he asked, "What's up, son? Something on your mind?" Ethan hesitated, then said, "I got a low score in maths again. But that's not the worst part. My friend Adam smashed it like he always does. No matter how much I try, I just can't be as good as him." His dad thought for a moment. He could see how upset Ethan was. After a while, he said, "All right, I want to teach you 3 things today. 3 lessons that'll help you for life." Ethan looked at him, a little confused but curious. "What lessons, Dad?" "You'll see," his dad smiled. "But first, I have a challenge for you. Tomorrow, invite Adam to play football with you." Ethan frowned. That was unexpected, but he nodded. The next day, after school, he asked Adam to join him for a game. The weather was perfect, and as usual, Ethan played brilliantly. He scored 3 goals and helped his team win. Adam, on the other hand, wasn't that great at football. He kept missing the ball and struggled to keep up. Even so, they all had fun. Later that evening, Ethan ran to his dad in the garden. "Dad, I did it. I played football with Adam. Now tell me the first lesson." His dad chuckled. "All right then. Tell me, how did the game go?" Ethan excitedly told him everything, from his goals to how Adam struggled. His dad nodded. "So, you see, Adam isn't great at football, but he's brilliant at maths. And you're the other way around. We're all different, son, and that's perfectly fine. You don't have to be great at everything." Ethan thought about it. He'd never looked at it that way before. But now he was even more curious. "What's the second lesson?" His dad smiled. "For that, I want you to do something tomorrow. Watch Adam in school. See how often he works on maths." The next day, Ethan kept an eye on Adam. He noticed something interesting. Adam was always doing something related to maths. During lessons, he focused hard. At break time, he solved maths puzzles for fun. Even at lunch, he flicked through a maths book. That evening, Ethan ran back to his dad. "Dad, you were right. Adam does maths all the time, even when he doesn't have to." His dad laughed. "And that, my boy, is your second lesson. Adam isn't just good at maths because he's naturally smart. He's good because he loves it and practices it constantly. If you want to be great at something, you have to work at it." Ethan was starting to get it now. "So, if I practiced maths more, I'd get better too?" "Exactly." His dad nodded. "Think about football. You play it every day, right? And that's why you're good at it. The same applies to anything." Ethan smiled. Maybe maths wasn't impossible after all. But there was still one more lesson left. "All right, Dad. What's the third one?" His dad paused, then asked, "How much better do you think Adam is at maths than you?" Ethan thought about it. "Probably 3 times better." "Okay then, for your final challenge, I want you to study maths tomorrow. 3 times as much as usual." Ethan gulped. That sounded tough, but he nodded. The next day, he came home from school and sat down with his maths book. He focused, practiced, and tried his best. After an hour, he took a break. Then he went back to studying. But soon, his head started hurting. He felt exhausted. Before he knew it, he had dozed off. Later, his dad gently woke him up. Come on, dinner time. After dinner, Ethan went to the garden. He looked disappointed. Sorry, Dad. I couldn't do it. I studied so much that my head started hurting, and I fell asleep. His dad smiled and ruffled his hair. That's the third lesson, son. When you force yourself to do something you don't love, it feels exhausting. But when you do what you enjoy, it feels effortless. Ethan listened carefully. So, if you want to get better at something, either find something you love doing or learn to love what you do. The best way to enjoy something is to think about it, challenge yourself, and make it fun. Over time, it won't feel like work anymore. It'll just be something you enjoy. Ethan finally understood. It wasn't about talent. It was about interest, effort, and loving what you do. From that day on, he promised himself that he would practice maths just like he did with football. Because if you love something enough, nothing can stop you from getting better at it. What did we learn from this story? We all have different strengths and weaknesses, and that's okay. But if we want to improve, we need to practice, stay consistent, and enjoy the process. Even Sir Isaac Newton once said, "My discoveries were not made by talent alone, but through years of hard work and dedication." So, if you want to get better at something, don't just rely on talent. Put in the effort, and over time, you'll be amazed at what you can achieve. If you like this story, give it a like, drop a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next one. Thank you.
If you want to learn how to make money work for you, to break free from the endless cycle of struggle, then don't just watch, take action. Click the link in the description and start your journey to financial freedom today. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because your future self will thank you for this decision. Your freedom starts now. What will you do with it?